What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules?
Hi ladies, welcome. Kimberly Ann here. I am going to talk today about products that did not work for me. Now, just because they didn't work for me doesn't mean they won't work for you. This is just my experience with these particular products, so please keep that in mind as I'm going through these. It doesn't mean that the products are bad, and it doesn't mean I'm bad-mouthing them. It just means that they did not work out for me, and I will explain why each product didn't. So if you want to stay tuned, then let's get started. So first we have the Wet n Wild dual-ended contour stick. And this product, when I put it on, this is what it looks like. You get highlighter in one end, and you get contour in another end. And this product I was excited about because contouring can be a little bit difficult, and cream contouring, you know, can be a little bit trickier than powder contouring, but I was willing to give it a try, and I thought, well, let's try with a Wet n Wild instead of, you know, spending more on Kim Kardashian contour one or something like that. And when I put this on, I put it on and started to blend it out, and literally took the foundation off from underneath where I put this. So I drew it on my cheeks, the temples of on the sides of my forehead, and I was blending, and I look, and there is no contour there, and there is no foundation there. So it literally, in all of those places, just took off the foundation. It didn't leave any of the contour actually on my skin, but it also didn't leave any of the foundation. So big fat fail, if you ask me. So I will not be reaching for this. It was only $5, but I feel like I could have bought in a Starbucks for $5 and it would have been better spent. So save your $5 and go buy a Starbucks for yourself, because it would be much better. The next item I used, and I have tried this at least a handful of times with at least 3 or 4 different foundations, and it just for some reason bunches up. It makes my foundation bunch up everywhere on my face. It makes it look real cakey, and it starts to get patchy on my skin everywhere that this is. And this is the Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. And I have heard good things about this, and I'm always up to try a new primer, especially a pore minimizing one, in my T-zone area, and it never fails. So I put this on, I let it dry down, I put on foundation, I tried to use a brush, like a kabuki brush, I tried to use a damp beauty sponge, and it didn't matter how I applied my foundation, and it didn't matter how long I let this sit and dry. And it didn't matter actually which foundation I used. I used 3 or 4 different foundations. I was trying to test them out to do a wear test on the foundations. And every single time, if this primer was underneath it, it was a hot mess. And I had to actually take it off and start all over again, because I couldn't even set the foundation with this underneath it, because it was just patchy and cakey. So bum deal that this did not work for me, but I do know that it works for others, because that's how I even heard of it, and that's why I even tried it. So bum deal, but didn't work for me. So the next thing is the Maybelline, this is the Fit Me concealer. This concealer, I just kind of felt like is if you're looking for something that's very light coverage, that you're not looking to cover up any dark circles or cover up any blemishes, but you're just looking to brighten up a little bit and still have the darkness under your eyes. And if you have any redness around your cheek area, if you're looking for something to brighten under your eyes but not cover up any of the flaws, then this is for you. If you're looking for an actual concealer to conceal the darkness under your eyes and to conceal any redness on your cheek area, this is not for you. This literally did not cover up anything. All it did was sit on my skin funny and look really bright. So didn't cover a thing and isn't worth my time. So here we go to the next. This is Pixie Skin Treat 24 karat eye elixir. This is an energizing peptide serum, and it comes with a roller ball like this, and you're supposed to roll it around your under eyes. And I'll be honest, this I got because I don't get a ton of sleep at night, and I need something to depuff my eyes quite often, and I was looking for something for moisture and to depuff my eyes, and I heard really good things about Pixie, and a couple things that I have of Pixie I really love, and so I thought I'd give it a try. And first of all, it's hard to get any product on this roller ball, let alone get it under your eyes and get enough product under your eyes for it to actually do something. So to me, it was just a lot of effort and not enough payoff and a high price, so wasn't worth it. I have eye creams and moisturizers that are around the same price point that work a ton better, and so that didn't work for me. The next thing I have is this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush, and this is in the shade Tender Rose. This blush was very patchy on my skin. I don't know, when you swatch it like this and you put it on, I mean, it's very light, very light. I mean, you can barely see it, but when I put it on, it was just patchy, and I just didn't feel like it really did anything. It's very creamy and smooth, and it's a beautiful color in the pan, but it's like you can't get it enough on your face for it to be smooth and creamy on your face. I don't know, it's weird, but didn't work for me, so bummer. The next thing, I have two more items. The next thing is this Wet n Wild bronzer. So this, I mean, I've heard some people say, oh my gosh, it is a Hoola bronzer dupe. And you know, I wasn't too fond of the Hoola bronzer. This is what, I mean, look at how chalky it is. It's just like powder galore. And it literally, I mean, it had spray over of a little bit of shimmer on the top, and this is just so chalky and so powdery that, and the color, the pigment is really not there, even for fair skin or light skin. I feel like this is not a bronzer. This is more like, I don't know what it would be considered, but definitely not a bronzer. And definitely, I wouldn't say it was a dupe for the Hoola bronzer. I'm not a big fan of the Hoola bronzer. It looks very orangey on my skin, but it works well for a lot of people. But save your $2.99 because this is no good. The last product I have is the Coty Airspun Loose Powder. This is a loose setting powder. This is in translucent. I'm actually not going to open it because the reason why it didn't work for me is because of how much perfume is in it. There is so much perfume in this that it literally gags me. The smell does not go away. Once it's on your face, it just stays there. And I don't know if you've ever worn a foundation. The Huda Beauty foundation is also very, very, very fragranced. And when you put that on your skin, it's like that is all you can smell, and that's all you can smell all day like really intense, and I just cannot do smells like that. And I was super excited to get this because a couple other YouTubers really enjoy this, and it's like $5 at Walmart, and you get a huge tub of it, and they swear by it. But when I got it and I got it home and I opened it, I went, holy cow, there's no way I could keep this on my face. I can't even open it because it's so strong. So bum deal for me. But if you don't have a problem with perfume, scented things on your face, then this might be great for you. From what I hear, it's a wonderful setting powder. It's great for baking under your eyes and your T-zone area. And if you bring your bronzer or your contour down on your cheek too far, this would be great to clean it up and just kind of even it out. But if you are sensitive to fragrance, I wouldn't use it. I would stay away from it. So those are all the products that have not worked for me this month, and I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, just because they did not work for me doesn't mean that they don't work for you or other people. Just keep that in mind. I'm not bad-mouthing any of these products. I just am explaining and sharing with you my experience with them and why they didn't work for me. If you have products that didn't work for you, or if these did work for you, leave that in the comments. I'm curious how you like or dislike these same products. Leave that in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this sort of video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. And if you have not subscribed, please do that. It helps me out a lot. I would appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video.